Take it away.
Hello everyone, thank you for coming and joining us today. So today we're gonna talk about is your voice private? So how many of us haven't used any voice assistant devices like anything in our phone, watch or any digital device or gadgets? Is there anyone who don't know what is voice assistant devices are? Anyone? No one. So we all know what is voice assistant devices are. So before I start, who am I? So I'm a security operation analyst working in ALD Automotives Limited, and I have done my master's in cyber defense and information assurance from Cranfield University. Then I upskill my cyber knowledge with Caps Lock, and before that I used to work in telecom operator and vendor for almost over 5 years. So why I said about voice assistant device? Why this topic? So we are living in a digital era where we are being introduced with lots and lots of digital gadgets or devices incorporating voice, then AI, machine learning, and so many. So yeah, we are using voice assistant devices quite a lot, not only in our personal life, but also in professional life as well. So they are almost everywhere, helping us securing our home, entertain us, and also for disabilities. So first, let's say hi to my friend Alexa. She was with me when I was doing my graduation over here in the UK, thousands of miles away from my family and friends, hybrid classes, being all alone in the home. And yes, it was sometimes very boring. And she was the device, not the person, sorry. So she was the device who used to entertain me, sing for me, sometimes play very weird songs as well, very weird answers. But she used to entertain me a lot. So yeah. And from there, when I was doing my graduation and I have to submit my dissertation, I started thinking what sort of topic I should pick up for my dissertation. And I was thinking something that is related to human, so that I know about the human-centric vision, and also like something which is we commonly use and have cyber threats. So that time, as I used to spend a lot of time with Alexa, so I started thinking about the benefits of using it. So yes, there are many benefits. First, it's efficiency. So we can set alarms very easily, reminders, which is very good. Then it also helps us to smart our home. So we have different control devices which we can operate by this device. Just saying our voice commands or saying turn on, turn off, and lock it down, and so many. Then it can also be helpful for accessibility. So those people who don't have or have any issues with mobility, they can use this kind of device, put some voice commands, and utilize a lot of benefits from there and do their daily jobs. As well as these devices are also used to enhance our security in terms of our home security, and so on, so on. So as these devices has a lot of benefits, obviously I started thinking what are the concerns. As I was a student from the security or cyber defense, so I started thinking what kind of vulnerabilities are there, or what kind of concerns using these devices when I am using it or someone is using it. So first, of course, the sensitive information. So these devices hold a lot of information of ours when we are commanding any voice command or turning the devices on by saying Alexa or Siri. So they started listening to us and they hold those data in their servers. So yes, that's a sensitive information, sometimes leaked, also being our privacy issue. So when we are using or delivering sensitive information, we are also sometimes giving them the access to our privacy. They listen to our confidential conversation with our partners maybe. Then these devices also used a lot to spread malwares. There are incidents which I came across, like those are very handy tool because this is an IoT device as well, which is a lot times used for spreading malwares. And as well, like any other cyber threats, as it also has financial loss aspects as well. If you not intentionally, but share your bank credentials and it was listening, it can be stored those information in the device and that can be used afterwards. And when you are using those devices or hearing about incidents, you might not trust those devices anymore or would not like to use them, which may come for the manufacturers lacking trust on them and they might lose their business. So when I came across all those concerns, I started thinking what are the threats are. So first, misinterpreting wake words. That happened with me a lot. For example, in Bangla, that's my mother language, we used to say stairs, Siri. And whenever I'm talking with my parents or something, and if I come across Siri, saying them, are you going upstairs with the Siri? And my Siri turns on and say, I'm listening, which I definitely don't want. So yes, so this is how it turned up. And sometimes unintentionally, these devices got turned up as well. From maybe you are watching a television ad or something where these devices names or similar words, not only like Siri, Alexa, but other wake up words that is set for the device is heard, they got triggered and turned on. As I already say, botnet attack, it can be used for that as well. And also sharing personal data against potential advantage. So when we are sharing them, they can be used afterwards. And of course, there are lack of policies still in those devices. So though they have GDPR incorporated, but still that is not sufficient enough. Then again, the last one, the very common on that one. Acoustic attacks by using the near ultrasound inaudible Trojan, which is called mute. So mute is like those unaudible, like we cannot hear them, though it's like it's not in our audible limit, so we cannot hear them, but they can be used to trigger or turn on those devices. And that also happened in many times, such as just dolphin attack, surfing attack, and many others. So then my research model came up. So I started first thinking the IoT knowledge. So those people have what knowledge like about those devices? If they do, then do they aware of the threats they possess or issues they have? And if they do, are they concerned when they have the knowledge of those devices? Are they concerned about the security and privacy? If they know about the device, have knowledge, and have awareness as well, still they do possess any concern? And if they do have everything, knowledge, awareness, and also have the concern about their security and privacy, do they show that in their attitude? So they are aware about the different attacks going on those devices, but they are still not showing like in their activity that they are trying to be secure. So our findings was, I forgot to mention about it. We had 123 participants in our research conducted online, not only in UK, but also in other countries. So we tried to accumulate developed countries, underdeveloped countries, and developing countries people. There were different age group from 16 to 44. 44 because we try to reach more elder people. I guess they don't trust on the online service, so they didn't participate that much. So we couldn't have 60 or above people. So they are from different backgrounds. They are from PhD professionals and business, technical background. They are different people. So when we analyzed the data, we found out like those variables, like age or their country those are not actually influencing the awareness on themselves. Even if they have knowledge or aware of the incidents, they are not influencing in their attitude. And also the attitude, sometimes having the privacy concern and knowledge, are not demonstrating in their daily activities. So we found there is a gap still. If they have knowledge, if they have aware, and if they have concern while using those devices, there is a gap. So in physical security or like real life security, we can see the threat sometimes. Someone is coming inside the door, so we have to lock the door. But in virtual reality, we sometimes don't see, like the Nuit one that I mentioned earlier. Those audios, we cannot hear them. So we don't know when our machine is triggered on. And thus, we are not sometimes like secure ourselves. As a result, we are expressing our security and privacy concern, but we are not protecting ourselves in our behavior. It's not coming out in virtual realm. So, which cause a security paradox or security and privacy paradox. Like people are showing that they are concerned, but they are not acting on it. So now, why we need this awareness now when those devices are already in the market over decades? Because we are being introduced with many other new gadgets or systems such as ChatGPT, Copilot, or MetaQuest. So those devices are being introduced to us, and we are also trying to use them. We are very excited to use them like we used to have during Alexa. Young people, most young generation, they are really willing to use this Google Glasses and everything. Why they want to use that? Because it's sometimes a hype, which we also try to understand in our research. So this is same for these all other platforms. What are the similarities and why we need the awareness now? Because these all platforms also have privacy concern. This can be accessed unauthorizedly. They also possess some vulnerabilities. So yes, they can be used for malware attack, phishing attack, and others. They also have fraud or impersonation. So which is like cloning your voice, maybe manipulating your vision. Then they also have some ethical issues. They might be used for surveillance, such as like, if I'm not mistaken, and if you go back, when the ChatGPT introduced, there were like debates. Is it safe to use? Is it not safe to use? How long it's gonna hold our data? And so and so. So people were in doubt and there was lack of information. Same for other platforms as well. And though we know about them, like there should be some policies and information, we all say we agree to all the terms and conditions, we never read out them. So yes, there is a lack of like when they are surveillance, use these like platforms for surveillance, we don't actually think before using them. We just say, yes, we agree all terms and conditions, do whatever you want. We don't want to know that, but we want to use them. And of course, when we are using them, we are being dependent on those devices because these all are automated devices. So it makes our life easier. And who don't want our life to be easier in this chaotic, busy lives? So implications for practice. As we already come to know why we need the awareness, why concern is matters. So we have to make sure the people are protected, and people can vary among one other. So you cannot make sure every people is protected by the devices, but you have to make sure the policies are there which can protect them as much as possible. So manufacturers obviously have to consider human-centric perspectives. Also, when you are using them, you also as a user have to understand how you can securely use those devices. Awareness definitely matters. when you have awareness campaign, people at least get to know about those threats, and they will somewhat get out, show in their behavior, at least protecting themselves. So the key takeaways: we are advancing into modern era. We are advancing 5G, 6G, and what's not coming up. So we have to understand that users need to know about those devices which is coming in the market. So we have to make sure the knowledge is spread out, the awareness have been created so that those are meeting the concerns the users have. And when we are sharing or using the awareness campaign, we have to make sure those are not creating security paradox. They know about or they are aware of those incidents or safety measures. They have to also incorporate in their daily life. It's not just, we know this, let's go. Now we start using it. Don't worry about how it's going to happen. And as I said before, policymakers have to understand the user-centric perspectives as well. And those we can at least minimize the threats. Thank you for joining us today. And this is my contact details. If you have any questions afterwards or want to connect, LinkedIn barcode is here. It's not fake or spoofed or anything. You can use it safely. Thank you. Any questions? Anything? Yeah?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, for someone who's looking to research into IoT, security vulnerabilities, and I guess analyze what they're actually doing, what sort of courses or literature should you recommend?
So for those IoTs, it's still there are many devices are coming up, right? So I think it's better to start with literature review, try to understand what documents are already there, what researches are already being conducted. That will help you to advance thinking, these are already have been done. So what we can come up with some other solution which can be helpful for after 5 years maybe. So you have to think a bit ahead, but to know that, you have to know what is on the market or what is on the research field already. So I would advise to start from literature review and analyze the market. So
are there any good books that you recommend?
I would say go for journals rather than books. Yes, books are already in the market or helpful, but they took time to get published and everything. So you should look for, that's what my personal view, for updated journals or updated documents so that you are not lagging behind when you are doing your research, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.